Viel Spaß.
Dankeschön.
Sitze sind vorbereitet. Genießt es. Getränke auch da.
Thanks a lot for having us. I'm here today to share with you how we at Zalando have been rethinking our content strategy. And this was influenced by mainly two factors. First of all, Gen AI technology is heavily influencing the creative industry, and with this, the way how we produce our content. And secondly, for us, even more important, the demand of our customers is changing significantly. Our customers are asking for way more information, for way more inspiration, and with this, with content. So in the past 2 years, and I'm sharing you the examples of the past 2 years, some great ones, some not so great ones, but with all of those, we've learned a lot. With dealing 3D content technologies, with also using Gen AI. Some of the content we produced fully with AI, some others we traditionally produced the content and up-leveled it with new technologies. But with this, we also launched last year around 70% of the content that you see on-site on Zalando was influenced by new technologies. But beyond this, we also spoke with our competitors, we listened to them, we spoke with our brand partners. And by doing so, we learned and heard quite often, Gen AI technology is there to save money and to create efficiencies, which is somehow fully agree with that, but I clearly can say the learnings we made is Gen AI does one, come not for free. Second, you need to have the talent. And third, it very fast can look quite awkward and it can look negative to customers. But then also, when speaking to brand partners, I've heard we're using Gen AI technology to create more diverse content or to reach younger audiences. I fully disagree with this because you do not need technology to become more diverse. We have so many beautiful people out there. And secondly, also, speaking to younger customers is not required or is not done through technology. You can do this through creative people and creative minds and concepts. So at Zalando, if we face a new challenge, we always start with our customers. And I brought two examples with me. First of all, let's assume the customer, Matthias, is definitely above 40 years old, has a pure intent coming to Zalando, looking for a new product, somehow a sports shoe. And Matthias is using the filters, and this is what he got in the past. We show our customers nice imagery, showcasing the product in many different angles and also some details. But we at Zalando, we have way more younger customers. And these younger customers, we clearly see that they are not coming with a pure intent to buy something. Our Gen Z shoppers, they are on an inspirational journey, and they are making their buying decisions during this journey. And second, we learned that if we are adding to our products for the discovery more contextual lifestyle images, and if we add even more informative videos, we clearly see an increasing engagement, and we see a clear reduction in return rates, which also tells us our customers making a way better purchase and buying decision. Now, the question is, how will that look like and how looks the content? This is the content we up-level, so to say, for our product discovery. The beauty of this is now we are able to use this content in all of our channels, off-site and on-site, and we also implement this content on our product discovery pages. This we do for our key assortment. Ideally, we want to bring this to all of the entire assortment we have. This is one of the use cases where we clearly see new technologies will help us to manage the sheer demand of content we see. But beyond this, we also clearly learned that our customers love to be on trend, our customers love to be fashionable, and they want to see content that is relevant to them. And by doing so, we see a clear increase of 17% in the engagement with this personalized content. And I'm not saying generative AI content drives more engagement. What I'm saying is basically by using a technology to be able to produce personal relevant content, we are increasing the engagement. So this led us to rethink the content strategy we have at Zalando. First of all, let me start with our marketing campaigns, where we basically create high-quality creative assets to really deliver an end-to-end inspiration. We do this traditionally as we did it also in the past. And then we are adding basically a complementary content to our campaigns. And this is led and driven by our creators. They pick and choose the style, they pick and choose the way how they create content, and with this we are able to make it way more authentic for our customers. Beyond that, we deliver every week multiple new campaigns, what we call so-called editorial content. With this, we are showcasing new products, we are showcasing brand launches, we talk about spring updates, we talk about moments like back to school. And traditionally, this content has been produced in the past quite efficient and easy with a beautiful, colorful background in a studio, or we shot this content around the corner of our studios. Nowadays, we implemented Gen AI technologies in these physical productions and empower our creative people to really leave the physical borders behind them, think bigger and way more engaging, and be able to tell a much better story around our products and around the story we like to tell our customers. And then something new, we implemented what we call reactive content. With this content, fully AI generated, we are able to react quickly on trends. We see real-time opportunities coming. We can talk about these real-time opportunities, and we can create a special commercial moments. Let me show you how this looks like. So I would say even our traditional way of how we produce content between 6 to 8 weeks is quite efficient if we compare this to the industry and to the market. But that's not efficient enough for the micro trends. We particularly look at the reactive content. Those micro trends often we see arise on social media within 1 to 3 days. Some of they stay for a longer time. Some others are gone within 7 days. So how do you create bespoke content for that? And for this reason, we have created similar like a newsroom team, a team sitting together, discovering the new trend, actively giving input to the generative AI systems we are having, producing, editing the content, going live. Is everything perfect? Maybe not. Some of the content is not. But creating content with only in a few days, some of this content even within the same day, we are able to reproduce and regenerate content, working and looking at our customer behavior on this content, and with this improve within a very short moment of time. I'd like to come back to one thing, and this is the marketing campaigns. What is the challenge there that we are facing? It's the lead times. Often we produce the campaigns 4 to 6 months before go live. We are faced with the challenge that some of the products that we want to show to our customers is only available as a key style. The majority of these products are coming to our warehouses even shortly before the campaign launch or even during the campaign is live. So how do you create a better moment for your customers, a way better experience? And this is something we thought about working also together with Thorsten and its team to really create something unique and new. That is an example of one of the campaigns we are using a talent, a campaign model, but we looked for a wonderful pairing. How can we extend this campaign months after the campaign was already shot? We are able to create a digital twin of our campaign models, a digital twin that we can use at any time, at any moment to reproduce content, to bring this talent on stage, so to say, to show even there is basically, it's hard to say which one is the original, which not, and if we bring this talent on our PDP pages, the product detail pages, showcasing the product, it's even impossible to really understand what is real and what is not. And I can share with you, none of this content is real. The only real thing was basically the video you saw in the beginning. Okay, I hope it was a little bit clear to understand why and how we have changed our strategy, basically. And for me, important is if you are rethinking this, not just think about costs and efficiencies, think about the impact for your customers and also how you can generate a way better experience for your customers. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthias. That was a really inspiring keynote. I actually love the fact that you didn't speak about simply decreasing cost, but rather really improving customer experience by AI. So we need to dig a little bit deeper. You run with Zalando one of Europe's largest content pipelines. What do you think? I mean, you already showed us some opportunities, but what do you see are like the biggest pressures or trends when it comes to content and AI?
Yeah, I often get asked the question of what is with the creative team, so to say, all the creative people working in our studios and working on our partners, so to say, and how will the future look like? And what I do see is we see such an increase on demand of content and customer requirement for inspiration, for localized content. So the biggest challenge I do see is it's less about this fear of the impact. It's rather being able to even deliver on the demands that it's coming from our customers. And that is the biggest challenge I see.
Yeah, understood. Thorsten, I'm thrilled that you also joined the stage because you run one of Europe's largest fashion content production studios, right? So in Germany, we love to speak about limits. What do you see as like limitations for AI when it comes to content?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me here today. That's a big question to kick off with, Caro. First of all, for us, it's moving the AI from the hype to real business. And second, it's not just about pressing a button, it's about to train customized workflows to get this consistency and quality at scale. And to orchestrating the right AI tools to get this consistency again and again.
I would actually love to add on to that because from my experience at the moment, many people fear that AI-generated content can lead to brands becoming less authentic, less emotional, generic. How do you actually balance between efficiency on the one side and brand identity on the other?
Yeah, that's a good question. We are blending the best of both worlds to keep the traditional production, to get this human connection and real images, and we're extending this with our digital twin. And the digital twin is a digital human twin. It's the real model scale at AI.
Yeah. Do you agree, Matthias?
I agree, and I would say, we are not replacing a creative mind with technology, and I also clearly believe that this technology is not replacing the need for creative talent. It empowers creative talent, giving that creative talent, if you like, more hands, reducing the limitations we have, like budget, like time constraints, all of these things basically that limit our talent, and that's something where I do see the technology will help and take away these hurdles.
Yeah. And in addition to that, a very obvious question, but will there still be real-life models on Zalando in the future?
No. We don't plan this. No, we will continue with real-life people, so to say. But as I shared, especially on the reactive content part, this is an area we physically cannot produce with a traditional photo production. And in this case, yes, we do have already, and since a year, digital humans, if you like, created by Gen AI.
To me, that was actually one of the most exciting parts of your presentation, and I would love to get a little bit more insight on that, the digital twin model. How does that actually work? Like, who owns it, and how is it also compensated? Would you like to start?
Yeah, I can take over the question if you want.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, the digital twin, first and foremost, belongs to the model. And the marketing rights of the digital twin are managed by the classic model agency, who owns the contract with the model. And about the copyrights, this may be also a good question. The producer of the digital twin owns the copyrights and holds the copyright.
Yeah. Is that also your case?
Exactly, yeah.
Amazing. So you still plan on working with real models in the future, but what about you? Do you still hire photographers, or what are actually the skills that you now look in your teams as a result of AI?
Yeah, it's quite a challenge for us. We have over 300 employees in our studios and also many freelancers. and a lot of people are afraid about the future. But I can say, together with our dedicated tech teams, we taking the creative talents and we develop our own an ERP system to make the AI accessible for everyone and to produce AI with the knowledge of the existing talents. That's also really important. There's always a need for leading art directors, talented stylists, and also for photographers with a sharp eye for the beauty.
Yeah, understood. Matthias, from our background, we used to measure content production rather in mass, like in numbers. How many pictures are we able to create? And not something that you just showed us. What is your most important KPI in the topic at the moment?
Yeah, our most, it depends. We have commercial KPIs and we have engagement KPIs. In terms of engagement, we look especially on time spent, how much time our customers spend with the content and the campaign we are creating. We look in commercial KPIs for sure also, how much does this product turn, and especially we are looking into how less do customers return, because this is something where we clearly see adding additional content, customers are able to make a way better buying decision. And for us at Zalando, it's not just the commercial metrics. We clearly also see when we ask our customers on our NPS reports, where we ask our customers how happy they are with the experience they make on Zalando. Those who are not as happy as we would like to wish, those reflect, I don't like to return a product. Yeah? So it is a clear, helpful tool, so to say, to also convince the colleagues to return less products in the future.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of the most important business use cases, but I still struggle whether I prefer to see fashion on beautiful people or rather on, very authentic people that reflect the way, normal bodies are built. So I'm actually indecisive at that moment. But yeah?
Can I add to that?
Please.
I fully agree with you. And I also do think we always will have this angle of an authentic content and the perspective of certain creator and talents. That is the reason why we also take care, and where we, in the very beginning, we had our creators just only on our inspirational portal that we call Get a Look. Nowadays, we brought the creator content into our teasers, into our product detail pages, because we love to have this authenticity. Soon in the future, in the next couple of days, you will see creators popping up on Zalando on the product detail pages, talking about the product, the experience they make, to really give this authentic, individual feedback. But I also clearly see that this is maybe changing from customer to customer, from country to country, and with such technologies, we are able to play out different ways of content depending on the wish or the need of the customer.
Really cool. I'm excited for that.
Caro, let me admit something about the compensation of the digital twin.
Yes.
Maybe that's really interesting for the audience. We see two different payment systems if we can pay digital twins or models in the future in terms of AI. And one of them is the classic traditional model fee. The model receives a fee about in terms of buyouts and specific shootings. And the other one, it's more a licensing system. The digital twin is licensed. And if we look, for an example, back 10 to 15 years ago in the music industry, a lot of people thought that would be the end of the music industry. And today, Spotify and other streaming services are totally established. And honestly, now music is consumed than ever before. So there is a huge opportunity also for the models, for the talents, and also for the agencies to use a digital twin and to establish the AI technology in our industry. You agree, or
yeah,
you have another perspective?
As I said, the product detail pages, as many think today, is the one model you see. In the future, it will be more personalized. It's the model maybe differ per country, differ per customer. Yeah? So there is a requirement to be also able to reproduce this content and to show basically the product in many different styles and in a different context. And that's physically not possible.
looking just a little bit more ahead into the future, I mean, we have also lots of content creators here at the OMR. For somebody who is creating content, if you could give like one piece of advice, what would that be?
My biggest advice would be open to technology and be open to accept a change of how content is produced today. That is also a kind of a discussion that we here and there have with internal teams, where we especially have established creative processes. And with this technology, here and there comes the way that we are changing a process. And there I see the first thing is accepting being open to technology and to rather be open to learn and to develop.
Thorsten, one piece of advice for content creators.
Yeah, also a big question. Yeah, I totally agree, Matthias. Be open to this technology, invest in knowledge and the right applications, or looking for the right partnerships. It's also possible. And don't preserve the past. So I think the future is AI, and the AI is already in motion, and it can't be stopped.
Yeah, I think you're actually a role model because you kind of lean in a way of disrupting yourself rather than protecting yourself from it. So I really enjoyed both of your bold opinions, and I wish you all the best. And thank you all for listening.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.